Hey guys, this is Kyle or Vulcan Wolverine. It is 5:15. I think it's April the 12th. I'm pretty sure. It's Saturday. I don't know. And I've been up all night. I tried to go to sleep. I started trying to go to sleep at 12. So I got on the conference call. This is really not a video to talk about anything. It's just to document. They've been hitting me in the throat. It would hit me in the throat all tonight, and it's not causing a burning sensation. It's causing more of a choking, like all the muscles are being pulled to the side. um, so they've been hitting me in the throat really bad. And this is just to document that. Also, like, right now I don't hear the high pitched sound, but if I lay down in my enclosure or if I go lay down in the other room, I'll start hearing the high pitched sound. But I don't hear it right now, sitting up. So I think they've got to get stuff really focused on my head to make me hear that. My lips are also very dry. It's really, it's like a choking sensation, like they're hitting me in the throat, and usually it'll burn. I've had it where they'd hit me in the throat and it would burn, but now it's like a really powerful grip, almost like, just like it's pulling the muscles in my throat over to the side. Um, and it's a choking sensation where it's like I have to really focus on breathing. And I just want to kind of document it, just to document what's happening, and put it up. Now I'll probably save it on a USB drive with readings that I'm getting from here. Save it all on a USB drive, all these videos, and put them on YouTube and Facebook. I think that's the best thing to do. Get awareness evidence while I'm getting evidence that I could show the police. Whenever that time is, whenever we can get a little bit of awareness out and start fighting back. Start fighting back and like having police listen to us and help us out and stuff like that, because we are fighting back. On the conference call, David Voits was on there. And he's still walking, still getting out awareness. It was a great call. Linda had a really good call tonight. Just a lot of people looking for answers though. And while the phone call was going on, they were hitting me in the side of the head. They really, they start hitting me in the upper spine, and I'll get real shaky. They try and kind of hurt me while the calls are going on, because they don't really want me participating in that. Not because I'm going to say anything great. I still participated on the call, and I listened, definitely. They just don't want me, I think, making connections like that. They want me they want as much, the less connections I can have, the better for them. They're not trying to stop me from saying anything that brilliant. I do know that there are people upstairs participating. I've heard them moving around all night. I've heard them placing stuff like right there so they can shoot it inside the enclosure. I don't know who it is. I think it's like two people, but I have no idea, and I don't know if they were there when I got here, and then they just got told them lies to get them involved, or if they moved in after I got here. I really don't know, but I know they're up there, and they just pour stuff into their toilet. I'll get a sewage smell down here. But I couldn't sleep, so I wanted to make a video. It's not too bad. The throat thing is really new, though. Usually they just do, when I lay down, like, it's funny right now, I don't hear any high-pitched sound at all. But if I lay down, like in there, or I lay down over there, they'll get it focused on my head. So, right now my throat's kind of okay, I guess. I have been making a lot of videos lately, and they kind of probably want to shut me up. Like tonight, I was using the bathroom, and I was just thinking, yeah, I guess I'm gonna go through these thoughts on the videos because they're true. Things are hopeful. We are moving in a positive direction, but I was like, this is just military murder. It doesn't even feel like torture anymore. It feels like I can't think. Like they're just smashing in my head with these microwaves and like choking me at the same time. And I was just like, I don't, it's been 7 years of this constant, and somebody's like sitting down. They're all just like, this is their life. This is what their life revolves around. They take shifts around murdering me and destroying my family. Then I hear that, my aunt collapsed in Florida, and I'd already had suspicions that she was being targeted. She had people across the street from her with black trucks, and they had gang stalked me while I was over there. They had like driven around me, and I looked across the street, and then her health has been, she had weird headaches. She felt headaches right across the top of her head for a while, and that was like a year ago. And then she just moved to Florida, and she collapsed, and they couldn't find a reason for it. So I'm very, very sure, but I can't prove it, that they are targeting my aunt. I think they're targeting my mom with remote neural monitoring. I think that me being targeted has opened up my whole family and all my friends for this kind of stuff. Like the two friends who were very close to me started having these same symptoms, and it's like I didn't tell them everything about it. I didn't tell them a lot of the stuff about the remote neural monitoring, and they started having symptoms of remote neural monitoring, having to use the bathroom and not being able to control it, directed dreaming, sounds that like above them, it sounds like ghosts or something, because they use the V2K and they'll do footsteps above you or some kind of crap sound like that. And so it seems like it's left, me being targeted has left a lot of people around me targeted too. And at what levels, I don't know. And then if I have defenses. One thing that I do disagree with Dave on, he says, there's nothing you can defend. There's nothing you can defend this stuff with. He's like, they'll find a way around it, and that's BS. Like, I mean, I am getting hurt right now, but I can go outside and drive. If I didn't have my defenses, I would be bedridden. I wouldn't be able to. I really worked out a grant this week. I'll be able to go to work on Tuesday, even though it does feel like, when I'm laying down, when I go to sleep or I'm very prone, they hurt me very bad. And when I'm up and about, it's a lot better. I don't know, this stuff just really sucks. It's the worst thing I can ever think of, and it does give me a lot of depressed thoughts, like, and I don't know if it's the remote neural monitoring really affected me, or if it's just because it really does suck so bad. I was like, man, TIs are probably, and I don't know, I'm a Christian, I believe in Jesus Christ and God, but I don't know about Satan, but I was just having a thought. I was like, TIs are probably the first people to be face to face with Satan, like, all the time. Just the evil in man all the time. Just never have a break from it. Just the cruelty and the evil and the unaccountability when evil people get on something and nobody's watching them. We have to deal with it all the time, and it's so depressing. And I'm sorry, I don't want to make a depressing video. I guess this is one. It's depressing though. We can be hopeful and fight, but I'm just gonna admit it. This stuff sucks. And then I'm like, anything that we do to help, it's like, I'm making videos. It's like half of the people who, they don't experience this, they're saying how crazy we are or whatever, or if the V2K is talking, you can't, it's like you have to be a good little boy and you can't respond to it, and you've got to be real happy when you go out and you're being murdered. I'm not trying to whine. I'm just trying to say, what we all think. Some of the worst parts of it. We have to talk about this stuff. And just knowing, I mean, because we know that they're doing this to everybody, like even kids and stuff like that, and to know that and to not be able to stop it, and in V2K, I just hear stuff like I'll be watching YouTube and there's just a situation where it's like that sounds a lot like microwave targeting. Something that was out of place. That's just really really fantastically weird, and I'm like, that sounds a lot like this directed energy weapon stuff. Doesn't sound like that could happen with mental illness. It sounds like that was really weird. It was out of place. And I see a lot of stuff like that nowadays. Stories that other people attribute to demon possession or whatever. Like the young girls who all kind of went crazy after they played this game. I mean, I could see how they could target all of those girls at once, because I mean they've targeted me with like several beams at once. I've heard that in one area, all the men in that area, in that community, were getting V2K that was like this one woman at the same time. So it's like this beam on all of them to give them all V2K. So it's like you just see weird stuff that's out of place, and it's like, that's probably directed energy weapons testing. I couldn't sleep, so I wanted to just make a video documenting how I felt. I kind of started rambling about other stuff. I'm very worried about my family. I had lunch with my dad the other day, and I kind of just call this, my other stuff or whatever. I'll say in generality what it is, and say, yeah, I'm trying to finish up with a charity because I want to deal with my stuff or whatever. And he understands what I'm talking about. And he kind of understands the way the world is and how the military-industrial complex is very corrupt, and they take everything and make a weapon about it. But he just doesn't believe it to the extent of what's really happening. We're sitting there at lunch. It's like we haven't had lunch in, I think, months. Like, we haven't gone to a restaurant. I've been over there to eat with him. And it's like two groups of landscapers, two different groups of landscapers came in, just sitting there kind of staring at me. One of them was just staring at me for the longest time, and I like looked over, and he's like, he'd been staring at me the whole time, and like I looked over, like, and he was like, he nodded at me, and I was like, okay, I'm having lunch with my dad. I don't know this guy, and he's like staring at me, just staring at me like he thinks he knows me. Just like all of these stalkers, the stalker events, they stare at you like they know you or something like that. And they don't, they look away when I look. They don't, intimidate me at all. Like, if I have a vehicular stalker, like I had this woman the other day, who was driving with a one-light vehicle out on the side of where I work. And she, tried to stare me down or something, but I just looked at her normal. I was walking out, looked at her normal, and I don't look crazy, and she just, looked down, really quickly. And I wasn't even, staring her down. I was just, looking at her normal. But these people expect something else. They're getting misinformation about me, being crazy or something. So when I act like a normal human being, or I stand up for myself, they're just totally, they're totally not ready for it. But this guy, the two landscaper groups at the restaurant me and my dad went to eat, they sat right by us. They were just all staring at us, and then, I looked over, I nodded at the guy to get him to, just eat his lunch or whatever he was doing. And he immediately got his cell phone out and started, looking at it intently, like I was going to think he was, contacting somebody important. It's all just bullshit. It's all a bunch of bullshit, and it's a waste of time. And I love these conference calls. We have to fight this stuff. We have no choice. It's so bad. It's so evil, and it's just cruelty unchecked with this technology. But every night, I'm on a conference call, and it's I think sometimes we have to take a break. We just gets to be too much. I'm making videos every day. And I need to find a way, and I know that some other people feel this way. I need to find a way to go about